I knew Lady Boleyn was plotting something. I only wish I could split her skull myself.
Arana and her rebels saved us the trouble. If they hadn't shown up when they did.
I know. Who'd have thought we'd owe our lives to that lot?
Can't you just be grateful? I just hope the Ard lets the rebels stay. They've earned their place.
Markarth doesn't waste time with petty politics. Had a pretender claiming to stand for the Shadowbloom clan come seeking to weasel into his ear and elevate himself about our chieftain. The Ard lopped his head off in one stroke. Won my vote.
Silver. Perhaps the one true protection against vampires and werewolves. We need more of it.
If you see any caterpillars around here, please handle them. And by handle, I mean kill them with as much savagery as you can. These things kill my plant friends. Don't talk to me about butterflies either, I don't care.
Wonder what lives in the waters here. Might find a spot to drop a line one day. Some of the witches think it's a bad idea. They say I might catch a little dwarven machine shaped like a fish.
Brothers and sisters, we are on the cusp of victory. Blows through the void. Everything we lost will be returned, even your lives. Success will bring salvation. Give him my best.
Damn it! I knew we should have attacked when we had the chance.
My orders were to wait, Lyris. At least Rada left something in his haste.
Wait, is that you, partner? Could have used you a moment sooner. I was this close to finally planting my axe in Rada al-Saran's face. If Ben hadn't insisted we wait for his Raven Watch friends, that monster wouldn't have slipped through our fingers. Again! You're still on the hunt for him too, I see. When Fen got his orders to investigate the Grey Host, I invited myself along. Sorry about my temper. It's just that we've been shadowing these bastards for a while, and it looked like the opportunity to strike was finally at hand. Well, Fen's the one keeping notes, but Rada al-Saran gathered his subordinates and remaining forces here. It's clear he's preparing to make a move, so Fen sent word to the Raven Watch. I just wish we knew more about this dark storm Rada mentioned. Yeah, a lead that's dragging us in circles. Look, Fen can tell you more. I'm sure he'd love to talk to someone other than me. Brilliant conversation isn't one of my better-known graces, as you've experienced firsthand. Possibly. And I've seen Ice Reach Coven witches among the Grey Host troops. After we dealt with Svargrim and shattered the Grey Host's hold on western Skyrim, it looks like Rada moved his operation to this part of the world. It was slow going, but the concoction he and old Mjolin produced was the only reason the holds were able to start fighting back. Even after we stopped Rada al-Saran's plan in Solitude, I don't think the Western holds would have survived without it. Alive and well. She's taken to her role as Jarl of Solitude far better than anyone imagined. The people love her. There's new life in the hold despite all that's happened. I admit, I'm hopeful for the future too, provided we stop Rada al-Saran. You're asking me? No idea. But it's here and so is Rada al-Saran, so I'd guess it's got something to do with whatever he's planning.
What? Oh, sorry. I was fixated on this trinket. When Verandis said he would send someone, I assumed he meant Adusa. We weren't supposed to make a move, but Lyris feared we'd miss our chance. I don't think we ever had one, but don't tell her that. Other than I think it belonged to Rada al-Saran, I sense a powerful magic has been cast on the item. Auramancy. I recognize it. The technique is remarkably similar to what Verandis uses. Not surprising, I suppose. They were friends once, after all. Well, after their defeats in Western Skyrim and the Reach, the Grey Host has regrouped. The ancient Exarchs have arrived and asserted their control over the newer troops. We also intercepted a courier a few days ago. He carried a coded message. My command of ancient Yokuden is elementary at best. I assumed it had something to do with harrow storms, until Rada al-Saran mentioned this dark storm. I think he's planning something massive. More massive even than the storm over Solitude. We're going to meet Verandis. Right now? Yes, that would be prudent, I suppose. Do I look presentable to you? Befitting of an audience with the Count? I don't imagine there's time for a bath before we head to the orrery. Shouldn't I be? I was studying abroad when you two were dealing with the Lightless Remnant, and I only just learned that he's still alive. I know I couldn't have prevented what happened, but I never even got to say goodbye. Count Verandis is a father to me. More so than my own birthkin. Losing him pained me deeply. I'm looking forward to this second chance we've been given. Amazingly so. I assisted Svanna, Jarl Svanna, for a while, helping old Mjolin and the Mages Guild produce as much of the Herostorm elixir as we could. But I couldn't linger there forever. I've been tracking the Grey Host ever since. No. Though I'm hopeful Count Verandis can find something in this coded letter. He's better at ancient languages than I am. I was able to find this meeting site, and I know the Grey Host forces have regrouped under the command of the ancient Exarchs. This trinket Rada al-Saran left behind. It radiates a magical residue similar to what Verandis leaves behind when he casts Oromancy. Perhaps you've seen him use it to draw memories from the past. I wonder why Rada al-Saran left it here. Is that Count Verandis?
The soul's ability to travel among infinite planes of existence is equally boundless.
Fen, what did you do?
Souls can go anywhere. Imagine if they had the freedom to choose their destination, or even return to life.
It's the Oromancy. We're seeing an image of the past. I'm greatly looking forward to seeing Count Verandis again. But Oromancy visions weren't what I had in mind. That wasn't the Verandis we know. Rada al-Saran cast Oromancy on that trinket. It pulled a memory, an echo out of the ancient past. But why did he leave that here? He had to know we'd be able to access the magic. The Dreamwalk elixir is certainly more intrusive, but it's also better for uncovering the full story. Verandis possesses a natural talent for Oromancy. Perhaps he learned it from Rada al-Saran, or vice versa. he intercepted this letter.
A moment, Fenorian. The darkness has passed. Well done acquiring this letter.
Never mind the pat on the back, Durandus. What happened?
It's nothing. A distraction. Our friend has arrived, and we must not waste any time. The Dark Heart. The episodes grow more frequent. Each time the currents swell. It's like I'm losing myself to the darkness. We must uncover Radha's plans before that happens. Perhaps this coded message will tell us more about the Darkstorm. I see that Radha has employed his mother tongue to obscure the message. I remember his language, and the Grey Host ciphers well. This isn't a dispatch. It's a letter. To me. No, he's trying to persuade me. Convince me that his path is the right one. Prove to me that the dream we once shared is within reach. The letter outlines, in essence, the recipe for Radha's Darkstorm. Not in and of itself. He wants me to follow in his footsteps. To see what he did and learn the truth of what he promises. In doing so, however, I will discover how to stop it. He's bearing his stroke to me, confident I will not bite, but I must. I must seek a place in the Reach where the land was sundered from Tamriel. And I must study the void through Night Hollow eyes. Finally, I must learn about keystones of the Darzel. In my current state, I don't trust myself. Will you go in my stead? I leave the course of the journey up to you, but these three will go ahead to assist you. Lyris to Understone Keep, Gwendis to the Night Hollow Archives, and Fenorian to the Darzel. I'm sorry to put this all upon your shoulders, but it's better that I remove myself from this journey. You can see what Radha intends to show me with impartial eyes. Learn the secrets of the Darkstorm, and together we'll unravel Radha's plans. I'll study the heart and the orrery. Try to learn enough so that we can make use of whatever you'll discover when the time comes. I will also examine my own condition. I must ascertain that I can control this darkness and not be controlled by it. That's a distinct possibility, but I don't believe Radha intends to kill me. At least not yet. He has something to prove. That need will stay his hand better than any armor. We don't have the luxury of ignoring his invitation in any case. Radha is a prideful man. When I deserted the Grey Host, it wounded him deeply. He wants to prove that I was wrong to doubt him. What he doesn't understand is that I never doubted what he could accomplish. I just feared what it would cost. If this is a trap, you're the one walking into it. But if he does return to the orrery while you're gone, I will buy whatever time I can. Until then, there are things I also need to accomplish.
For the record, this plan sounds like a symphony of Horker farts. I haven't got a better one, so I'll pinch my nose and go along with it. Especially if I'm headed to Understone Keep. Hope Caddick isn't half the rotten bastard I've heard he is. Ard Caddick's the ruler around here, right? I've never known a competent ruler who doesn't know his realm like the back of his hand. And I've never heard that the despot of Markarth wasn't competent. We'll find it. Mark my words. Now that you mention it, yeah. And come to think of it, Manamarco spent time there with his worm cult. He's the backstabber who caused the soul burst and helped Molag Bal plant his dark anchors. Rumor has it Caddoc welcomed him with open arms. Reachmen had their arses on the Ruby Throne before Varen won the Empire, and Mannimarco was the architect of his destruction. I wouldn't be surprised if they welcomed the Worm King into Markarth with a parade. Let's go ask Caddoc all about it.
Gods, I've never seen Verandis struggle like this. How can he expect me to go to Bethazel and leave him to deal with this on his own? Don't worry, I know my duty. It's just hard sometimes. Nothing. Well, I know it's a dwarven ruin, but aside from that, Dwemer studies have never been my strong point. You've been there before, haven't you? Together we'll figure it out. We've managed to make it this far with less to go on. made some interesting discoveries while I was waiting. Betharzel is more intact than the few other dwarven ruins I visited. I spotted a chamber that appears related to the Keystones. But more intact doesn't mean completely intact. The path ahead is blocked. Therein lies the problem. My vampiric abilities make traversal somewhat trivial, but you can't follow. I do believe I've come up with a solution, though. Potentially. Theoretically. I noted numerous void portals scattered around Betharzel. I understand you and Verandis encountered them before. I'm no expert on teleportation, but these should allow you to navigate the ruins and pick out a safe path. May I suggest trying to reach the void portal at the top of that tower first? It seems like a good vantage point to survey the layout of this ruin. I'm sure you'll figure out a way past the blockage in no time. As Verandis explained it to me, the void portals sort of pull you toward their location. So finding a viable path across should just be a matter of trial and error. Assuming there's a void portal near our destination, you should have no problem. It worked! I mean, of course it worked. I'll be waiting on the other side.
Why have we been forsaken?
I had every confidence you wouldn't get sucked into some boundless void. The repository is just through this door. Let's see what we can find. This looks like some kind of manufacturing equipment. Look here. This resembles your keystone, doesn't it? The parts, anyway. I wager this is what we came for. What's this? More of Rada al-Saran's oromancy, I suspect.
Gods, I can't get the smell of her blood off my hands.
It was a mercy. You know that.
I ruined her, Rada, body and soul. I played God and Lysolda paid the price. I'm a damn fool.
A fool once told me there is no such thing as damnation. Only souls who have lost hope.
That's not fair, Rada.
You said it with such conviction I could not argue. You have not forgotten our promise, I hope.
We'll seek salvation together. Thank you, Rada.
Verandis was aware of this plan, and he was its architect. I thought Singalis, one of Rada al-Saran's exarchs, came up with the plan to return the Grey Host to life. But it was Verandis? Why didn't he tell us? Yes. And it's a darker story than we were led to believe. Not only was Verandis a member of the Grey Host and a close confidant of Rada al-Saran, he was also the architect of their rebirth. I hope he's truly ready to face him when the time comes. When we confront Rada al-Saran, it must be the last time. When the moment comes to end this, there can be no doubt, no hesitation. My father has to be prepared to see this through. That's a discussion for later. We should leave this place. If you completed all 3 steps of the journey, head back to the orrery. If not, meet Lyris at Understone Keep or Gwendis at the Night Hollow Archive. And let's get this done.
Over here. Night Hollow Keep is just ahead. Night Hollow Keep is down this path. The archive should be right inside. In writings we recovered from Lady Belaine, she mentioned a Night Hollow testament. That's probably what we're looking for. Just watch yourself. The place is locked down tight. Well, it's crawling with Night Hollow vampires. Not just the mindless, spooky kind.
Looks like some of them got recharged when the Dark Heart woke up. They patrol the outer wall in shifts. One door in and out. It's locked, but they carry keys. You got it. I haven't been able to keep track of their comings and goings, so there's no telling which vampires have the keys. Attacking them could attract unwanted attention. If you want to find a more discreet way past that wall, by all means. Remember, get keys off the patrolling vampires or find another way to get inside. Either way, let's get into the archive. Find this Night Hollow Testament and get back to Verandis, alright? I'll scout around on my own and catch up to you. Rada al-Saran wants Verandis to study the Void through Night Hollow eyes, right? According to Lady Belaine's writings, the secrets to harnessing the Dark Heart's power, Void power, could be found in the pages of that book. It's perfectly obvious. No, but we didn't find it after you killed Lady Belaine. We know she didn't completely trust Rada al-Saran, so where else could she be leaving it for safekeeping? If it's not here, I don't know where else it would be. I'm off. If I see something that might help, I'll let you know. That's a Grey Host Pentarch, probably after the same thing as us. What's that beside him? That wasn't as difficult as I expected. Now let's enter the archive. As far as libraries go, the lighting in here is terrible. Hey, I bet that's what we came for. That's done. Hey, why is this trinket over here glowing?
This is feasible.
No, rather merely a possibility, but the soul binding required.
We can save our kindred from Cold Harbor's torment, and you quibble over the cost? Is your heart so cold?
Even if you returned our kindred to life, Molag Bal's claim to their souls would remain. Our contracts are inviolable.
Another obstacle to overcome.
You think the Prince of Domination is merely an obstacle? Rodder, listen to yourself.
Kneeling when I should have stood proud was the greatest mistake I ever made. I will not repeat it.
Verandis keeps everyone at arm's length. Is this why? Even though Verandis told us about his time with the Grey Host, seeing these memories of him and Rada al-Saran together are kind of disturbing. Anyway, we got what we came for. Let's hope this creepy old book can help us stop the Darkstorm. I make that watching Verandis and Rada al-Saran get along like two acorns from the same tree disturbs me to no end. Just seeing them together. It's no wonder Rada al-Saran thinks he can convince Verandis to come around to his way of thinking. You should meet up with Lyris and Fenorian and complete those parts of this journey. Go to Pthazel, or Understone Keep if you haven't been there already. You need to do this for Verandis and find the rest of the clues Rada al-Saran left behind.
Gone too far. This will not stand.
Finally, someone who looks strong enough to actually help.
I seek adventurers to combat evils in the Reach.
Over here, partner. Well, I've got bad news and worse news. Kadok and I already exchanged words. Most of them insults. The only agreement we came to was that he'd stop sending his stone hands to toss me out if I stopped breaking their noses. It wasn't a fight until he sent his stone hands against me. Wasn't much of one after that, come to think of it. We got as far as Sundered Land when he shouted something about Markarth and called up his personal guard. That's what I was trying to find out when Kadok got all angry and said something about my head and a pike on the wall. Look, you talk to him. Maybe you'll have better luck than me. Markarth would be a ghost town if it wasn't for you. If that doesn't earn you the courtesy of an audience, I can go back to breaking noses. The Ard is in his throne room. We just need to know where to find the land sundered from Tamriel. According to Rada al-Saran's letter, it's somewhere in the Reach. Oh, and I'm not apologizing. Not to Kadok, anyway. Sorry. Markarth, Emperor Varen, Nord's Reachman, his flea-bitten beard. I can stomach insults hurled at me. But I couldn't stand there quietly as he spoke ill of Varen while praising that traitor Markarth.
Had my fill of Reeker's grace and my presence today. See it is how you've shed blood for me, and mine. I'll give you my ear, but make it quick. My bile's up, and too much talk will likely make it churn. Ah, you speak with that half-giant's tongue. What business is it of yours? What I do with my land? I gave that parcel to Markarth years ago. It was his to offer to Molag Bal, as he pleased. Why dredge up such dealings now? Aye, you and the half-giant both, so the crows say.
Don't think I've not spied on you, same as Lady Belain. I gave that land to Manamarco, long before the god of schemes brought his wrath to your empire. The labors of his cult cast it to oblivion. Manamarco didn't call me confidant. When he departed, he said the failure here would forge his success elsewhere. I never saw him again. If you want to know his mind, you'll have to see what he wrought yourself. I'll open the way for you. There's a lift in Nichuan's cell that'll take you to the Sundered Land. I keep it sealed, for reasons that should be obvious, but I'll see you're granted passage. Now, off you go, and take the prickly she-wolf with you. Not so long ago, Reach folk ruled the Empire. We had our lands returned, and dignity restored. Then, we were driven back into the mud by the usurper. Manamarco pledged justice for my people if I gave him shelter. A dark spirit's bargain, to be sure. No, the usurper, Varen, lost his lands, his throne, and so much more. What Manamarco promised me was given. If that don't sit well with you, I got no apologies to give. I can only tell you, that's where my dealings with the Worm King begin and end.
Got the information we need? Good. Did you get a location? Give me the details and you go on ahead. I want to chase down a few leads about the worm cult while we're here in Markarth. Shouldn't take long. I'll catch up. It's somewhere inside or beyond an old dwarven ruin. Wonderful. Good thing I brought my construct busting axe. Nothing I want to waste your time with, but I learned of a few places the worm cult used to stay in town. They're long gone, but maybe I can figure out what Manamarco has to do with this, and why it interests Rada al-Saran. Oh good, this keeps getting better and better. I thought I was finished with Manamarco's insanity a long time ago. Shows you what I know. Go on, I'll catch up to you. This is our chance.
Pity. I wanted Verandis to see this place for himself.
They chipped up. Hey, there's another memento here. Like the one Fenorian found near Bethar Dams.
Are those my notes?
Verandis, forgive me. As ever, your genius captivates me. I had no idea you made such progress.
I'm still no closer to a viable solution.
You're closer than you think.
How can you know that?
I discussed your findings with a new ally. They claim it will work. Only your trepidation holds us back.
I thought you'd changed. That you sought penance. I won't participate in mass murder!
Our dream is within reach, and you're still concerned for the mortals.
Verandis and Rada al-Saran seemed pretty friendly back in the day. Did you know about that? I don't know what a chunk of Oblivion or that memento have to do with Rada al-Saran's Darkstorm, but maybe Verandis can explain it when we get back. Speaking of which, did you know he used to be friends with our enemy? Then why is Rada al-Saran sending cryptic messages to Verandis? Even if he can't win the Count back to his side, these mind games may cloud your friend's judgment. I suggest we keep an eye on the Count, just in case.
Ah, the Wanderer. I remember you. You returned one of the sacred relics of Hersein to me. Tell me, what brings you back to our as-yet undedicated shrine? The symbol of Gulabeg. I sent my apprentice Leyren to retrieve it. She would never have let it fall into the hands of a raider. Not while she still drew breath. We will mourn later. For now, we rejoice at the recovery of another sacred relic. Oh, it is more than that. The tales tell us that Gulabeg the Quick Fox fashioned a shard of bone from Lork's ribs into a wand that could confound any mortal. Of course, this is only a symbol, but it deserves a place of honor in this shrine. In some tales, Gulabeg's swift bite weakens his adversaries. Then, he tricks them into falling from a cliff or drowning in a river. Perhaps that's what happened to the raider. No matter. We have the relic thanks to you. Take this for your efforts. May the Huntfather guide your path and lead you to the most worthy prey, Wanderer.
past is ancient history. Rodder's intentions were to sway me back to his side.
That's not good enough, Count. Why didn't you tell us that this was all your fault?
Father, it wasn't just your research that let him revive the Grey Host. The actual procedure was your creation.
You don't understand. Please tell me you found out more about the Darkstorm. The others see conspiracies where there are none. Just past sins that I thought long buried. They say you found everything that Rodder wanted me to discover. Tell me about the Sundered Land, the Night Hollow studies, and the secret of the Keystones. Remember the journey Rodder sent me on? The one you took in my place. It was to follow in his footsteps, to see how he reached this moment in time. This stone, it's a shard of oblivion lost in our world. How would that help him save the Grey Host? To see the void through Night Hollow eyes. Yes, it's written in the tongue of the first vampires. I can read it, but barely. In addition to other things, this is basically a spellbook. It's full of rituals to appease and make use of the Dark Heart. Was the point to show me the inner workings of the mysterious dwarven keystones? We know Rodder used one to link the Dark Heart's power to not only the orrery, but to the Grey Host as well. I can feel the pull of the heart just thinking about it. What you discover doesn't tell us much about the Darkstorm, at least not yet, but the picture is beginning to form in my mind. Rodder's letter provided one more clue. He claims to have a laboratory inside this very structure. We just have to find it. It's true that Rodder often relied on myself and later Zingalis to handle his research and experiments. But he wasn't without his own skills when it came to arcana and alchemy. I suppose, during his long isolation, he had to increase his aptitude. Who would remain behind that could stand against Rodder? I fear that even together we would be hard-pressed to stop him. We'll need every advantage for the end battle, should it come to that. Perhaps if I can learn how to call upon the darkness. The darkness crashes against my mind like waves slamming into the shore. It can be distracting. I can function normally, with the occasional need to pause and let the sensation pass. I can't yet control the darkness, but I haven't been idle. Using my auramancy, I turned the magic on the orrery itself. I learned much about how the orrery operates. It is quite fascinating. I also ascertained the approximate location of Rodder's laboratory, but a more thorough search is required. Come, Ravenwatch, Titanborn. We can't let the specters of the past distract us from our mission.
Very well, Count.
I'll remain by your side as we search.
haven't had any success as yet, though my method so far has just been to systematically prod things, so I can't say that I'm too surprised.
I think we're getting closer. A moment. I sense... Rodda has been this way. Careful! That Night Hollow vampire radiates with the power of the Dark Heart.
Vengeance for Lady Belay! Witness what a taste of the Dark Heart can do!
Rodda has taken my research in directions I never imagined. Dwemer machines, Night Hollow rites, Reach witchcraft, all arrayed around that pedestal. Yes, I'm beginning to see how the pieces you retrieved fit together. He's building a bridge through the void. The Oblivion Shard serves as a lodestone to point to his destination, but Cold Harbor is precisely the place he would want to avoid. Rodda has always sought to escape Molag Bol's hold on his soul. Cold Harbor is the place where Bol's power is absolute. It makes no sense, unless Cold Harbor isn't his destination. Gather the others. We need to recreate Rodda's ritual. Fenorian will reproduce the Reach alchemy while Gwendis performs the Night Hollow rites. We must manage the Dwemer machines controlling the tonal, etheric, and kinetic energies. I will attempt to scry the stone and direct you accordingly. These Dwemer devices, they are similar to pieces of the orrery itself. They manipulate various cosmic forces, tonal, etheric, and kinetic, to chart the expanse of the void. You must keep these forces under control for my scrying to succeed. The components you retrieved from Bathar Zel showed me that the keystones consist of these same sorts of devices, just on a smaller scale. As I conduct the ritual, I'll indicate what parts of the process require your intervention. Be on your toes. Rodda pointed us to the means and method of recreating his work. There's something he wants for me to see here, and I believe the only way to truly understand what he's done is by repeating it ourselves. I only hope the risk is worth it. We are attempting to harness forces never intended to be combined to peer into the infinite, churning chaos we call the Void. I only suggest we try because it appears Rodda has proven it can be done. Besides, we have no other choice. Now to begin, start by adding etheric power. I need more kinetic power. Now, some tonal energy.
It's catalyzing too quickly!
Quickly, help Fenorian. We're losing kinetic energy. I need more. Need an influx of etheric power. Your help with the Night Hollow Rite. Just the tonal frequency, quickly! Almost have it, just a little more! Losing control of it, reduce the kinetic energy. The Night Hollow Rite is surging. Help Gwendis. The tonal harmonics are in discord. Change the output. Juvenorian, we'll need the alchemical reaction soon. Recalibrate the etheric power. It's too little. The kinetic mechanism is off balance. Set it right. We're close. Help Gwendis with the Night Hollow Rite once more. Catalyze the reach alchemy now! Initiate a tonal cascade and hang on! I can see it! I can see everything! Rodder found it. A piece of land sundered from the Reach, caught between Mundus and Oblivion. It is both and neither, outside the grasp of Bhaal, or any prince for that matter. He plans to gift the Grey Host with his sanctuary. Don't you see? In their own realm, free from Molag Baal's tyranny, the Grey Host can live forever. And with the connection to Mundus and the power of the Dark Heart, their conquests might never end. And now I see the purpose of the Dark Storm. The Dark Heart. Rodder's drawing on its power. I can feel it tearing away. To the orrery. Hurry. To the orrery. Hurry. Rodder! Stop! Don't make me fight you!
This is the chance you never thought possible. The door to our salvation stands open, Verandis. Come, finish what we started. All will be forgiven.
God, don't do this!
The void energy is consuming you, Verandis. I can show you how to control it. Just follow me.
Where'd the bastard go this time?
He's gone, Lyris. To the one place where he can complete his plan. I understand it all clearly now. Rodda has opened the gateway to his sanctuary. In that distant realm, he can summon his Darkstorm using the power of the Darkheart. He'll consume the Reach to fulfill his promise. No. Not good at all. The Darkstorm requires power on an unprecedented scale. Darkness that will cover the Reach and send every mortal soul it touches into the Darkheart. In turn, the power of the Heart will flow through the orrery to feed the storm. It will tear the Grey Host from Molag Ball's clutches and preserve them for eternity in his sanctuary realm. Death will become as much a petty inconvenience to them as to any Daedra. They will become truly immortal. To end the Darkstorm, once it's begun, I need to enter Radha's sanctuary realm and take control of the ritual. I can't ask you to join me, but I won't dissuade you if your course is set. Just know that I can't guarantee you'll be able to return. Radha showed us the door, and we forged the key. I have to follow. I have to stop the Darkstorm, for as you have seen from Radha's auramancy, this monstrosity is my creation. Whether you decide to accompany me or not, know that I value our friendship. Radha has started the ritual in his sanctuary realm. I can feel the pull in the darkness. Soon the Darkstorm will consume the energy in the Darkheart. Then more people of the Reach will die to feed the Heart and power this apocalyptic storm.